Welcome back to CBB2, and I have been doing some reading. Extraordinary. Tidied up the trickle charge cables, so they're all now flowing down the side of the battery and down there somewhere. So that's all out the way. Now we need to wire up this baby. For the first part of the installation, obviously we're going to need some fairly stroppy wiring, some fairly thick gauge. I think this might be good for the positive. This is a bit OTT for the earth. Looks like it's off a car battery. That might do. I don't know. I might need to take a trip down to Ace to see what turns out. I already had some, so that's rather good. Start from the positive terminal to our fuse, which is down there somewhere. Nice little short cable for that then, and then another one off the other terminal on the fuse, which is there, to our M unit. That'll be that boy there. Should probably be using red wire for the positive, but I'm going to be using these to identify whether it's positive or ground at the ends, like so. So that's crimped on there, and we're just going to pop that sleeve over there. Nice and high up, actually. And then we're going to use a hairdryer. High-powered hairdryer. Lovely. These boys are just big enough to start stripping the sheath off. Have to finish it off manually. There you go. And there's our earth lead for the M unit. I thought we'd better earth it up before we start connecting anything else. I guess we should earth it to the same point on the block as the battery is. Probably a good idea. So we're going to have a fairly lengthy lead to get all the way to there. Well, I loosened this nut off, hoping that that earth wire was one of those open-ended that's slotted in there between the frame and the motor mount, and it's not. And that's annoying because this is too short to get to the battery and be routed down the side of it rather than coming out here. I want it to go down there. Yeah, so that's kind of annoying. The beauty of this breaker switch, which is now wired into the battery and tested, is that we can get that positive flowing through to it, leave it broken, so that there's no positive on the other terminal that's going to come out to the blue unit once we get all that earthly out of the flick of a switch. Now we have power here. Now we don't. We have our earth cable cut and double-ended. And as you may have come to expect from me by now, something a little unconventional in terms of the situation with the earth to the frame. I had a cunning plan. Yes, indeed. Somewhat of an extension cable. I told you it was unconventional. It's an earth, so it'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? So that will bolt onto the negative terminal on the battery. This will bolt onto the negative terminal of the blue unit. Yeah. And the cable will kind of come inside the tray. Hopefully. Like so. Yeah. I've seen more contrived contraptions on automobiles. Slightly shorter bolt there. Well, we're getting there slowly. I have replaced my minuscule earth wire from the blue unit with a 6mm, pretty much like everything else. So that's going down here. I've routed it around the back so it doesn't interfere with the positive here in any way, shape or form. Unfortunately, the bolt that Motogadget sends you is not quite long enough, so got to get a longer bolt for that back bit, and then that'll be that done. And then we just got the whole positive from the aforementioned positive terminal to the back of the fuse there. And I did contact Motogadget. They're very helpful. They do come back immediately and respond. about the whole 10mm cable thing, because that seems ridiculously thick to me. But they did insist that that's what they recommend. Whether they're covering their rear end or not, I don't know. I'll get some, I suppose, and see if I can make it work. It just seems ridiculously thick. And a little bit illogical when the cable from the battery to the fuse is only a 6. But amps are funny things. Like I said before, I think I was never any good at physics at school, so we'll see if we can make the 10mm work, but I don't know. It just seems anyway, crazy. At least we're grounded. Always good to be grounded. Yes, it's on the bench again. Well, not least of all because those decided to uncrimp themselves. I wanted to see whether I could actually get it out with those in situation, and I can, so that's good. So yeah, all those crimpers and none to do battery terminal stuff with, so I tried using, I think it was those and then those. I'm gonna have to try and solder it a little. Not very good at soldering. There's quite a technique to it, and it's why I've never progressed onto welding, because I'm assuming that's slightly more complicated. I'm going to give it a go. Well, I didn't re-solder it, I re-crimped it, and actually it's pretty good. And then I came up with a better idea. Yes, that. Because this sucker will go all the way around the back of the fuse and still reach the terminals. I'm pretty confident. So that was a waste of time. Well, it's not. I'm sure I'll use it somewhere. So next up is the 10mm that goes from here to here. Bearing in mind that this is 8mm, as you can see, which is pretty thick already, and that is 6mm, which is kind of standard motorcycle stuff. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. But this is what the Germans say, and you don't argue with Germans. We have a couple of times. Kind of worked out. Meantime, I ordered some battery terminal kind of protectors, you know, insulators, that's the word I'm looking for. And they arrived. Yeah, they're a little bit large. Pretty sure I typed in motorcycle, not ship or truck or tank. Sometimes shopping online leaves a lot to be desired. Anyway, turns out I'm an arse. But you knew that. Not a total arse, because I did do some research online, and it turns out that 10mm squared wiring is AWG8, which obviously stands for American gauge. And this turned up, which is remarkably similar to this, except it's actually more flexible. I like it. I know, you're all laughing at me. You thought I knew what I was doing. Well, I don't. Clearly. So the metric stuff, like 10mm, is all about the area, which had something to do with pies and squares and radiuses. So just to explain, in case you're interested, this is going to the positive terminal of the battery. It goes into the fuse, and this goes to the M unit and comes back to here. So we're going to have to chop this and put a terminal on there, and then the negative is this new, also new, super flexible. We have to see what that looks like inside, because I'm betting it doesn't look like that. That's what we've been dealing with. So, having established all that, I'm going with this. And continuing to be an idiot or a lunatic or whatever. Cut, crimped and wired in. We are ready to rock and roll, I think. We're just waiting for a longer bolt for the earth. Ground. And you may have noticed I'm using a 30 amp fuse, standard kind of 30 amp for a motorcycle. Motogadget actually recommend a 40, so we'll see. If it keeps tripping out, then I guess we'll have to upgrade it a little, but it's erring on the safe side, so I don't think that's a bad idea. Power to the Honda. Yes, sparking it up for the first time. That's cool, it works. Well, I know you're probably hoping for more this episode, but as you can see, these things take a long time to get them right. So if you want to know how to wire it all in, then you're going to need to subscribe down here somewhere. If you thought the video was any good, give it a thumbs up. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.